happy spooky Thursday to you all. Halloween nga ngayon, no? Halloween, 31st of October. Welcome po to Lira in Law, broadcasting live as usual from London, England, on a Thursday evening between 7:30 and 8:30, talking about legal issues that concern you. Thank you very much for joining me. As I say, it's Halloween today, and I hope that you are, if not tucked inside, no, nasa loob kayo, nice and warm, or outside. Well, if you're outside trick-or-treating, what are you doing outside trick-or-treating? Come back in and stay with me. No? Anyway, welcome po. I'm glad to have your company, and thank you for keeping me keeping me company for the next hour or so. Now we have lots to talk about today. Oh, I completely forgot to introduce myself, especially to new viewers. No, ako pong host nyo. I'm your host, Lira Simon Kabatbat. I am a solicitor in the UK. I have been in practice 32 years post-qualification experience lang. So that means exclusive of training and indeed the studies. But if you add those, then I am nearly, I think it's like 38 years now. So 2 years short of 4 decades practicing law. Having dealing with law, and certainly practicing law over 3 decades. So I've been doing this now a long time, and I'm happy that you can join me. I hope that you will enjoy our topic. I try always to be practical. In my practice as a solicitor with Douglas Simon Solicitors where we're based in London. We always try and not just obviously inform clients of the legal situation, but also apply the law to the facts. And tonight's not going to be any different. So yung gagawin nga natin ngayon, we're going to be discussing legal issues, as I say, that concern you, always with practical leanings. Our topic tonight, and I'm sure this is going to be popular because it's 2 months to go, and BRPs are gone. No? So ang topic po natin ngayong gabi is e-visas. No? So today's the 31st of October, so I thought it's appropriate that we talk about this because in 2 months' time, that is the 31st of December 2024, exactly 2 months from today, all BRPs will have expired. No more BRPs. So from the 1st of January 2025, you need to prove your leave to remain in the UK, either pagka nandito kayo, or you're coming back into the UK, or by using what's called an e-visa. So ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, mamaya, is the issue of e-visa. And again, I'll take you through the process. Anong kailangan yung gawin? And this topic actually was brought to my attention by one of our viewers, and so a slight change to going forward to our structure, So I will pick from the questions that are sent to me a star question. Okay, so mangyayari po, the star question we will use nga as a topic. So ibig sabihin, your question then is dealt with in more detail, and hopefully that's more helpful to you. Now, we're limited in time. We have an hour to pack everything in. But if you email me your question, and it's chosen as a star question, that will actually be the topic, which hopefully will take you a little bit further, as regards knowing what to do. And rather than just a quick, if you like, look at, which often is what we need to do because we're so limited in time. So, star question natin, our very first star question is to do with e-visas. Ito po, no? So, let's just have a look. Let me have a look. No, hindi po yan, sandali. Question 4, sandali, tingnan natin. This is what happens when it's live, you see. Yeah, I've just brought up the wrong one. So sandali, let me have a look. It's the one that says I'm just new here to London. Ito, okay. My apologies. So itong star question natin, therefore our topic, no? I'm just new here in London. Sabi niya, question lang po sana with regard BRP, Biometric Residence Permit. Eksakto yung topic nga natin. Sabi daw po nila, hindi na daw valid after December 31st, 2024. E-visa na daw ang kailangan, no, and need. So, employer ko bang mag-aasikaso noon? Pwede ko ba kayang i-process now, no? Wala po kasing nare-receive na email from the government UK for instructions. Exactly on point. So, salamat whoever. Thank you for sending me that question. And yung nga, congratulations. It's the star question of tonight nga. Bragging rights. And the very first star question. No? Now, as I've said, yung topic nga natin, we have lots to deal with today. As I say, we're going to delve into e-visas or BRP, e-visas, anong proseso nga. And also, we have other questions, also big questions nga. So, we're going to take a very, very quick break nga lang, and then we'll come straight back and launch into our topic. So, sandali lang po. Join me soon. Welcome back to Lira in Law. I am your host, Lira Simon Kabatbat, broadcasting live from London, England. I am qualified solicitor, as I said earlier, nga in the UK, now in practice for over 3 decades. So, been doing this a long time. Now, topic po natin is e-visa, no, or BRP. I mean, the two are obviously meshed into one because one is expiring, is going to be replaced by the other. So, pag-usapan natin. Biometric residence permit, yung card, no, that's been produced in the last few years. Alam niyo naman, di ba dati, if you're as old as me, you will remember that initially nga yung passport yung tinatatakan. So may stamp nga. If you're really old like me, you may remember also that there was just a kind of just a black stamp, yun lang, no, the normal stamps that you get from stationers, no. So that was the start. Tapos they changed that, and if you remember, it then became that green sticker visa nga, no, that stuck to the passport. And then after that, they then issued cards. Ito nga, biometric residence permits, and it's in a card format. So it's about as big as a credit card, no? Nandun picture nyo, nandun kailan matatapos ang visa nyo, nandun pangalan yung mga detalye nga. And that's been the process for the last few years. All that is changing from the 31st of December. So in 2 months' time, exactly 2 months' time, wala na po, aalisin na nila yung BRP, yung cards, the BRP cards. Now, hindi naman, so some people don't panic, no? So una po, even though it's expiring on the 31st of December, hindi naman ibig sabihin na yung visa nyo matatapos din on the 31st of December. I mean, some might, but most of the time, mga visa nyo, tuloy pa rin. So it just, yung card lang po ang matatapos. Now, what does that mean though? Wala na kayong card. How do you prove anong visa nyo nga dito? And this is this e-visa. No? So, from the 1st of January 2025, to prove your status nga in the UK, to prove na may visa nga kayo dito, kailangan nyo na yung e-visa. Now, what do you need to, actually, let me just see if I can show you what an e-visa looks like, huh? So because I'm sure I prepared something. Sandali lang po. Let me see if I can upload that for you now, what the e-visa looks like. Because this is one that I got actually for a client of mine. Obviously, I've redacted the details. So sandali. Let me just see if I can bring it up for my email. Sandali. Okay. Okay, let me just see. Oh, there's an issue with my internet. That's a problem with live shows, nga, no? But that will come up in a moment. Sandali, it's just loading. So I'll show you that in a moment, nga. So yung e-visa po, no? It means it just means that it's electronic. E stands for electronic visa. So basically, so makikita nyo from your phone or on your laptop, nga, on your computer, no? So what do you need to get? To get an e-visa. Now, unang-una, there are two, if you like, main scenarios, no? Una, those people who are who've been here in the UK a long time and who have been using yung visa nyo nga nakatatak pa rin sa passport, no? So either the green visa or just yung the stamp nga lang. Unang-unang kailangan nyo, you need to make an application for a no time limit visa, okay? NTL application. Dati may bayad, I think it was something like £248 dati, but ngayon libre na. It's been free since April 2022. Pero yun ang kailangan yung gawin. You need to make you need to obtain nga an NTL. So kung yun, no, kung indefinite na nga kayo, no, NTL nga, at saka hindi nga nakatatak nga ng visa niyo sa passport. Now, anong kailangan nila makita? Anong kailangan nyo pakita nga sa casework at sa home office pagka nagpasok yung NTL application? Anong titignan nga nila? So, titignan nga nila, nakakuha na ba kayong indefinite leave to remain, settlement status, ibig sabihin. Nawala ba yung indefinite nyo? No? It could be that you've been away from the United Kingdom well over 2 years. Titignan nga din nila. They will also check, of course, that their leave to remain, the NTL has not in the meantime been revoked. Now, subject to all of that, ngayon, from the 31st of October, which happened to be also today, no, NTL applications will be able to, applicants will be able to obtain an e-visa, no, rather than the BRP, okay? So, sandali, I've just uploaded the wrong one. So, kailangan pakita yung visa mismo. So that was in the attachments and so sorry, I'm having a few technical issues. So ito po, no? So makikita nyo dyan. So itong e-visa, no? So so reversing a little bit, no? Sinasabi ko kanina, ano makukuha nyo? This is the e-visa. This is what it looks like. Yeah. So the BRP is the card. Ito po e-visa. Now I'll just see if I can scroll down to show you the whole so makikita nyo dyan. So there's no limit on how long you can stay in the UK, proving your status nga. Makikita nila doon. You have settlement status, for example. Okay. So yun ang una. Now, so assuming that you can show them, of course, your that you are entitled to NTL, no time limit, then they will issue you from as I said, from the 31st of October, from today, the NTL applicant will be able to obtain an e-visa, no more BRPs, no? Dati, so for example, applications that I've submitted a month ago, no? They were still issuing, napapadal pa rin yung home office ng BRPs, yung cards, no? Which is frankly a little bit pointless because now we're only 2 months, or at the time, 3 months away from the 31st of December. But from today, the 31st of October, applicants will be able to obtain an e-visa directly, no? So no, hindi na kayo bibigyan ng BRP basically. Now, the second scenario is you have a BRP. Meron kayong mga card nga, yung sabi ko nga, nandun yung status nyo, no? And it will expire on the 31st of December, as all BRPs will, no? So, ang una nga, dati, they said, the Home Office said, okay, you should wait for an email, we're inviting you, but you don't even need to wait now. You can simply make an application now for an e-visa, regardless. So yung star question nga natin kanina, you don't need to wait, no, to be invited nga by the Home Office to make an application. You can do that now. Now, anong kailangan nyo? So you have now either NTL o kaya meron kayong BRP. Anong kailangan nyo unang-una? Ang kailangan nyo una, access to a smartphone, for example, or a laptop, computer, mobile phone number, email address, okay? Kailangan nyo din either your BRP or better yet, your valid passport. Okay? Yung passport nyo. Yeah? Yung passport nyo, kailangan valid po yun. Huwag nyo lalagay yung luma. I'll tell you why in a moment. No? So, Una nga, you then, to access it, so easy. So you Google, you can just Google, no? Apply e-visa, and the Home Office website should come up. Yeah. Once your account, so then you create your account, sasabihin nila doon, ano pangalan mo, ganoon. Then you ask to download and swap to a mobile application. Dahil, anong kailangan nyo gawin? You need to scan your identity document. Yung BRP nyo, yung passport nyo. There's merong chip, no, on both documents. You need to scan that. No? And you need to also download the app that allows that to be scanned. Now, you also need to take a digital photo. No? Hindi nga lang picture, no? Na basta-basta. It's a digital photo. Now, let me just show you, and this is where a lot of confusion comes about because people download the wrong app nga. Ito pong itsura. So this is the UK ID check. Itong itsura. No? So that's the one that you need to download, not the others, because this is the purple one is what you need, because they're for whatever reason there are different versions nga. Yun ang kailangan nyo to take your photograph. Yeah. And the photograph must be there's actually a kind of square where you need to the face needs to fit, and you don't smile, don't show the teeth. It's a little bit like a passport photo nga, no? So it needs to be in a certain format. Tapos mangyayari, you then upload that. No? So once your identity is confirmed, you'll be able to continue with the application. So you go back to the UK website. You put in your personal details nga, and they'll ask you also to upload your photograph. No, now after you've submitted the application, mag-email sila sa inyo. But there can be a lag with that. No, there shouldn't be, but there is. The application, so sasabihin nga nila your application was successful, and you can now use the View and Prove website, and then you log on as normal. So make sure. Tandaan nyo yung passwords nyo. They will ask you for passwords. No? They'll ask you for prompts. So mga questions that they will ask you. So for example, things like anong middle name ng nanay mo, no? Anong pangalan ng eskwela mo. So all those things, no? So you need to make sure, don't forget your passwords, okay? You should not, and you can write it down, yung nga lang, of course, be careful also what you do. With your password, like any passwords, make sure that it's kept safe. Nga. You can either be if you're asking for someone else to help you, that can either be a helper or the main user. Mga kliyente namin, they prefer that we are main user rather than helper. Helper allows you to make changes nga, no, kung magbago ang passport, for example. Pero kung hindi nga kayo hindi nga kayo technologically savvy, or you don't even need to be savvy, frankly, for something like this. If you are nervous about the process nga, then you can get someone else to be main user. So sila magbibigay sa inyo ng share code, for example. But it should be, you can be main user. No? Yung nga lang kailangan yung nga telepono, mobile, I'm talking about, of course. You need to be able to access it. And it's certainly helpful if you're the main user. Na kung mawala ang passport nyo, kailangan yung palit ang passport nyo, then you can then, of course, simply update it, no, on your own nga. Now, of course, Christmas is nearly here. Well, 2 months nga. Maraming mga taong may planong magbiyahe. If you're traveling abroad, and this is the thing that I get asked all the time, anong kailangan mong pakita? No? So, sabihin natin, uuwi nga kayo for Christmas. Babalik kayo dito, Enero na. You're traveling abroad, pabalik kayo dito, paso na yung BRP, anong kailangan yung pakita? You don't actually need to do anything other than make sure meron kayong nga e-visa. Okay? So bago kayo lalabas, make sure you make this application and then check it, that it's working. Otherwise, you should still be able to come back into the UK, but you will need to apply for an e-visa. And alam naman natin, busy-busy sila sa airport. The last thing you want is to be doing that when you're waiting, to board nga. So make sure that you apply for an e-visa before you leave the country. No? Make sure also yung pangalan nyo, details ng passport nyo, tama lahat. No? Check and double check before you upload it. Kung hindi nga tama yon, di ibig sabihin magkakaproblema kayong pabalik nga dito. Again, it's very likely that you should just be able to change it, but again, it could be that it means a delay, and sometimes because the delay is so long that you miss your flight. Okay? So get it sorted nga bago kayo papasok dito. So sabihin natin maybe e-visa na kayo. Ano bang kailangan nyo pakita sa airport? Sabihin natin lumabas na kayo, pabalik na nga kayo dito. Nandun kayo sa Pilipinas, no? Anong kailangan nyo pakita? You shouldn't have to show anything. Papakita about form of course yung passport at yung ticket nyo, no? They should, that is the airline or indeed so barko o kaya by train, no, should be able to simply access your details. At least that's what the Home Office is promising. So they should just be able to access it, and then makikita nga nila may visa kayo, and that should mean that you should not then have any issues. Now, payo ko. So as usual, we always try and do a practical service nga, no? Before you travel, sabi ko nga, no? Check your e-visa, no? Use the View and Prove website. Tignan nyo, siguraduhin nyo yung passport nyo, hindi papaso, no? I know it's obvious, but sometimes people forget. Pangalan nyo nandoon, matching up, okay? So make sure na nandun. So tayo, especially tayo mga Pinoy, we usually have a middle name. Okay? Kailangan yung lagay yun. Yeah? So yung buo yung pangalan kailangan yung lagay. And magkatugma yun, of course, with your yung passport, hindi lang passport, pero for yung ticket nyo. Okay? So you try and avoid nga problems. Now, for my clients, ang ginagawa namin, even though it should not be necessary, we print out, no, bago sila lalabas, we print nga that was on the screen, on the website nga, showing leave to remain. And usually for my clients, I also prepare a letter to say, please find attached, e-visa. You will note that my client is leave to remain until so-and-so date. And nandun din details namin. So kung may problema, then at least they can contact us. But it's far very unlikely, especially nga, kung magkakaproblema kayo, you're likely to have that problem, say, from the country you're coming in from. Okay, pabalik na nga kayo dito. So kung nasa Pilipinas kayo at the airport, that's probably where the problem is going to be, if you're going to have any problems at all. Okay, which means you may not be able to board the plane. Pagka nandito na kayo, you're at Heathrow, then they should not have any problems because they can easily check, no, yung status nyo nga. But for my clients, as I say, I print it just in case, no. So as I say, ang kailangan nyo nga lang gawin, let's say, babalikan yung Hinero nga, just present your passport and of course yung ticket nyo, and the airline should just be able to check the Home Office website directly for your details. No? And pagka nandun kayo sa Heathrow o kaya Gatwick nga, just present your passport and then they will check again and they should simply let you through. No? But I know it's scary, and a lot of my clients, I've had clients actually say to me, no, they're not gonna go back for the moment, no? Gusto muna lang intayin kung ano makita muna, kung ano mang mangyari, because they get quite concerned, no? And I can understand that because it's quite it can be nerve-wracking at the very, very least, no? Kung harangi nga kayo, but you should not hopefully nga have a problem coming back into the United Kingdom. Now, kung kailangan yung tulong and you want us to be able to help, Douglas Simon Solicitors nga, all you have to do is come into the office. For the next 2 months, hindi nyo kailangan appointment. As long as you come to the come to the office between 9 and 5:30, no? A little bit earlier than 5:30 if possible, no? Because it does take a little while to go through the process nga. So if you come to the office between 9 and, dare I say, 4 o'clock at the latest nga, we'll do it for you. Okay? We have a fixed fee usually for these things nga, and we'll do it for you. So kailangan nyo lang dalhin is your BRP and passport, you know? Because then we'll do everything for you, and then we'll take you through the process also, and hopefully you feel better about it. Okay. Now, so that is courtesy, as I say, of our viewer, the star question. So, salamat po. Now, oh gosh, we have lots of other questions nga, no? So, My goodness me, nakalimutan ko is our batian section, no? My favorite part. How can I possibly forget? No. So don't go away. We're going to just we're going to go through the greetings nga, the batian. So sandali. Let me. Hello, welcome back po to Lira in Law. Now comes my favorite part of our show. I mean, I like all the parts of our show nga, no? I like talking to you. I like discussing things. But my absolute favorite part is the batian. Oh, and look! And my favorite chap, Egay the guy from London. No? Egay the guy is what can I say about Egay? I mean, he's Egay the great guy, no? So happy Thursday, sabi po niya, no? Happy Thursday to Attorney Lira and to the viewers. Happy Halloween, and to you too, Egay. Trick or treat. Looking forward to lots of learning again, and to Attorney Lira's lovely voice, Egay the guy. Happy Halloween to you, Egay. No, I hope that you've been out and about with Justin doing your trick or treating. I hope you got lots of sweets. Oh, Miss Arlene Acerada. Hello, madam. No, good evening, Attorney Lira. Happy Halloween po. Are you well? No, it's I tell you what today. I know we're supposed to put out the chocolates nga. By the time I put out the your sweets and chocolates, I swear I've eaten like 25% of it. Happy Halloween. Hi, Arlene. Tingnan natin. So, from Outcast, sabi niya, good evening, good topic, happy Halloween po. Yeah, it's a great topic to which hopefully nga it's helpful to you all, no? And as I say, it's courtesy of our our viewer, no, the star question nga. So salamat po. And I'm going to be doing that going forward. So the questions nga that you any questions nga that you have, email me, no? And we're going to choose every week a star question. So you get some bragging rights on top of which, hopefully nga, we're able to deal with your questions in quite a bit more detail. Now, sandali na. Oh, Gigi! Hi, Gigi! Good evening. Sabi po niya, good evening, Attorney Lira and all viewers. Have a lovely Thursday, everyone. God bless. God bless, Gigi. Are you well? No? Hopefully you are. Malamig nga lang na. Oh, be very careful to you all, ha? Ikaw din, Gigi, no? Dahil nga, there's some lurgies going around. Actually, I'm feeling, I woke up with a bit of a cough nga this morning. So hopefully it doesn't go further nga, no? Hi, Miss Paner. The lovely Miss Paner. Hello po, Tony, sabi niya. At sa lahat, happy Thursday po. And stay safe always. God bless. God bless, Miss Paner. I hope you're well, no? Miss Paner and I have been together a long time. So she's if she's not the first, she's certainly top 5, no? First viewers nga. I've been doing this also a long time before, I think during COVID, no? During COVID. Hi, Gigi. No, happy Halloween sa lahat. Yun na nga. Yeah. So yun din, Gigi. It's I know, ewan kung uso na sa Pilipinas ang Halloween. I don't really know, actually. But of course, dito, until about, siguro, no, a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, hindi naman ganong uso. Ngayon, everyone seems to be out trick-or-treating. And you feel a bit bad not to kind of participate. It's kind of fun, you know, Halloween. There you go. Oh, Marian, sabi niya, I'm okay po. So, just shows you, she's tuning in, no? She's tuned in. So, sabi niya, hi Marian, So, Miss Rafael, the lovely, lovely Miss Rafael. Hello. She's feeling good because she's all caps. Hello, good evening, Attorney Lira, and happy Thursday to everyone watching from home in Wimbledon. Okay, Miss Rafael, that's good. No, I hope you have your cup of tea. Dahil nga, it's got a bit cold now. And be careful. I hope you had your flu jab, no, Miss Rafael. Dahil nga, it's going around. It's going around. So, to those of you who have not had yet flu jabs, take it up, no? Oh, Miss Rafael, happy Halloween to you all. Yeah, no, to you too, no, Miss Rafael. I don't know if you have people nga trick-or-treating. Kung meron kayo marinig, you know, dito sa background ko, that's someone trying to ring the bell, trick-or-treating nga. Now, so yun, it's thank you very much for all your greetings. I'm much appreciated nga, and it's great that you can join me now. We rather than going into commercial, we won't, no? Dahil nga, we're going to deal directly with the questions, no? The tanungan section natin, question and answer portion, and we have a lot. I know we dealt with the star question, and well done nga. But we have other questions nga, so let's deal with those. So let's have a look if I can bring up question 1. So sabi po niya dito, okay, pwede po kaya ako mag-apply ng dependent visa kahit ma-expire ng visa ng partner ko ng May 2025. Okay, so it's not long from now. Is that about 6 months? No, 6 months to go. Depende kung anong visa nila. Okay? So kung carrier sila, kapapasok nga lang nila dito, then they will have a problem because pinalitan nila ang batas nga kung if you only came into the UK in 2024. But kung carrier sila, they've been in the UK, since before 2024 nga, then they will be able to bring you as family member. So kung carrier nga sila. Estudyante, they can, but only some students nga, no? If they're here, say on if you like the usual skilled worker route, nga, dati nga tier 2, dati nga work permit, then it could be that they can, no? Ang bisang bibigay sa'yo, just so you know, is for the same period, no? So it will tally. So when they extend, kasama ka. So hopefully you can, but yeah, so it doesn't matter magtapos ng visa niya in May 2025 as long as he's under the category that allows dependents to join. Okay? So hopefully that was helpful to you. So let me just have a look. I'm sure we have other questions nga. Okay. So second question nga is we're applying under category B for spouse visa, sabi dito. But my partner's payslip from last May with his previous employer is missing. Don't you hate that? It happens, no? And we can't request a copy because they've already deleted his records. However, the bank statement reflects the missing amount. We have a letter of employment from his previous employer, which we used for the fiancé visa, and we also have a P45. Will this be an issue? Okay. Now, unang-una nga, just to unpack the question a little bit, there are various types of employment, no? So the Home Office classification of employment nga goes from category A to category I think G, no? So there are about 7 categories. Category A is the simplest one. So to meet the requirement, you need to be able to show yung sponsor nga, or the applicant, if they're in the UK and have permission to work nga, must have been employed by the current employer throughout the 6 months period prior to the date of the application. Yun simple. That is this category A. Now, however, what you want really is, of course, category B. No? So let me just have a look. Let me actually have a look at that. So category B. So is the category for the, so let me just unpack that a little bit. So this category applies to those who have not been in the same salaried or non-salaried employment for at least 6 months. So bago nga lang, no, sa trabaho. Or those with the same employer for more than 6 months on variable income. So mga tao nga you get paid according to the hours that you work, no? So the 0 working hours, for example, yun ang category B. Now, ang tanong nyo, so the question is, one payslip missing. Is that okay? Now, possibly is the answer. And I don't like being vague, but the reason why I say possibly is this. The immigration rules, if you want to look at it, is under what's called Appendix FMSE, no? Family Member Specified Evidence. Let me just read to you very briefly what it says. So sabi doon, the application may be granted exceptionally, providing the decision maker is satisfied that the document is genuine and that the applicant meets the requirement to which the document relates. So they have discretion. Where the decision maker is satisfied that there's a valid reason why a specified document cannot be supplied, for example, because it's not issued in a particular country or had been permanently lost, he or she may exercise discretion not to apply the requirement for the documents or to request alternative or additional information or documents submitted by the applicant. Now, so on the face of it, sabi nga nila, the Home Office will have discretion to accept it without even the documents, but be very careful. The reason why I said possibly is mahigpit nga sila. And the last thing, of course, you want is that you get refused on that minor thing. So, pero kung wala, no? And what ang advice ko ito, pagka nagpasok kayo ng application, when you submit that application, make sure that you submit in the either you note either on the cover letter, when you're submitting it, or in your statement, explain why that is. So you can say that that's missing because the records have been deleted according to the employer, but you will see that the information is backed up by, supported by, enlista nyo, no? So it's on the bank statement. It's noted on. It's included in the P45. It's even noted by the employer. The full income noted by the employer in the letter that was previously provided. And this is my tip, no? Dahil ginamit nyo nga pinatawad na kayo back when you made an application for fiancé visa, no? So they saw the documents. That document was missing even then. You can certainly say that you will note that the Home Office from the previous application, fiancé visa, already accepted the sponsor or my husband's income income documents, income information, because I was granted fiancé visa. The reason you're saying that is sinasabi nyo that it was already looked at and it was factually accepted by the Home Office that his income is indeed what you say it is. Okay, yun ang tip ko. But if you can find it, great. If you can't find it anymore, yun ang gawin nyo. Okay, explain it. Yeah. Now, hopefully that's helpful to you, and let me know what happens. So sandali, let me have a look. I think we have another. I think we have a few more questions actually. So let me just have a look. Okay, so ito po. Now, let me have a look there. Hello po, my fiance, British, and I are planning to process a fiancé visa for me. We checked websites and we are still a bit confused about sa anong first step ang dapat na gawin from his end to start the process, no? Salamat po. Now, okay. This question I actually I like because it involves quite a few things. And it's actually something we do a lot of also. So let me take you through the process. So yung problema nga lang, I've lost some of my pages. So that doesn't matter. So fiancé application. So unang-una, ano bang fiancé? Okay. Fiancé is different from a spouse, certainly different also from someone who's a partner, an unmarried partner nga. Fiancé, ibig pong sabihin, hindi pa kayo kasal. No? But you're coming into the United Kingdom to marry in the United Kingdom. So, ibig sabihin, unang-unang kailangan nyo pakita that you are free to marry. So, kung kasal kayo sa atin, kasal siya nga dito, you need to get rid of those marriages first, okay? Because if you don't, then your application will fail. Yun ang una. But let's assume that indeed, wala nga yung problema, you're both single nga. Now, what do you need? What yung mga question mo? What's the first step? The first step really is to put the documents together. It can be it's already quite nerve-wracking making an application. Ang payo ko to make it less nerve-wracking, make sure na handa nga kayo. And anong kailangan nyo pakita? Anong kailangan nyo so that you are ready to submit the application? No. As usual, look at the law. Yun ang unang-una. What do you need to show that indeed you should be granted a visa, no, to enter the United Kingdom as a fiancé? Yung nga, as I say, you must be both free to marry. You also need to be able to show that your income or yung income ng sponsor nyo, okay, nung fiancé nyo nga dito, is compliant with the minimum income requirement. Bear in mind, no, na tumaas nga yon this year. So ngayon, dati po 18,600. Ngayon, it's now 29,000 pounds. So kailangan nyo pakita 29,000 pounds. So anong kailangan mo? Kailangan mo payslip niya. Okay? Kung nagtatrabaho siya ng isang trabaho, yung category A siya, in the way of employment, then you need 6 months payslips nga. Kung ako kayo, I would also provide, if you have it already, P60, that shows obviously 1 year. Also, the bank statements nga, showing that the income is going into that account nga. So you need to be able to prove that that he earns 29,000 pounds. Now, on top of that, kailangan yung accommodation. That's the second limb, if you like, to financial requirement. Accommodation, you don't have to own the property. I get this a lot, actually. People seem to think kailangan bahay sa kanya, no, sa inyo. But no, you can be renting, of course. No, you can be renting. You don't even need to be renting a massive house. You can simply be renting a room, no, in a house, or kung tutuloy kayo sa biyenan mo, no, your sponsor's family in the UK, that's okay too, you know, as long as you have at least one room available to you both only, okay, which of course what should be the case, no? So the accommodation and, as I say, financial support make up the financial requirement. Now, on top of that, kailangan nyo pakita, of course, the usual thing, that the relationship, of course, is genuine. No? How do you show that? Most of the time na nga ngayon, it's mainly phone records nga, o kaya Facebook. No? Facebook is very helpful with the entries nga. WhatsApp, for example, or meron kayong bank account, joint account nga. So you need to still be able to show that the relationship is genuine. No? Don't assume that you don't need it, because of course it's a fiancé visa. You'd still need that, no? Now, on top of that, even though fiancé visa, kailangan nyo pa rin English language. Now, the English language is the level is called A1. No? You need to satisfy that, otherwise hindi kayo papasukin dito. And although 6 months visa lang ang bibigay sa inyo, you still need to do the TB, tuberculosis test. And of course, you need a negative test. You need to be able to show na wala nga kayong TB, no? Tuberculosis. And not all clinics are, you can't just give the result from any old clinic. It needs to be a clinic that is sanctioned by the Home Office nga. And again, you go on the Home Office website, makikita nyo doon. There are various clinics now. Before, there were like 2. No? Ngayon, there are various clinics nga, pretty much everywhere. No, I think there's one in Davao. I think there's one in Cebu, and there may be a couple in Manila. So there are many more than before, and you need that also. So you need all of those. No, so sabihin natin you have all of those, and of course, don't forget your passport, a valid passport. Nga. Now, you can make an application then for a fiancé visa, and that you do online. Yeah, no more paper applications. It's an online application. So if you go on the Home Office website, just Google it. No, apply fiancé visa, and it should be the government website, and it prompts you. It says here, no, are you making an application? Type of application, or a family member. You tick that. It takes you the next bit. Yeah, and you can also save that. You don't have to complete it all in one go. You can save it, come back to it later. Okay? But make sure that you are ready, and it will also ask you to pay. Make sure you have a credit card ready also. and then you can make another payment, and then you can submit the application. Don't forget, you need to also book nga, no? You need to go to to give your fingerprints, no? And your photos, or they also photograph you. Importante nga yun. So you pay, you book your appointment nga. Do not be late for your appointment. No? If you're late for your appointment, they're not going to let you in. They're that strict. Those once you've done that, you don't forget yung passport nyo, iiwan nyo nga doon. Iiwan nyo doon dahil nga tatatakan nila yung passport ng visa nyo. But that visa is going to be a short visa. Pagka nandito na kayo, then you make an application for either biometric residence permit, but of course you're not going to get that now. But you then apply for an e-visa nga. Okay? So yun. Bear in mind, just further tip, 6 months lang ibibigay sa'yo, During that time, kailangan yung magpakasal nga dito. They do not like to extend that unless there are exceptional circumstances. By that, I mean kind of life and death type thing. You know? You must marry within that time. Pagka nagpasok na kang application, so unang-una, hindi ka pwede magtrabaho. Okay? When you only have a fiancé visa. Work not allowed. Now, pagka pinalitan nyo na, nagpasok na kayong application for a spouse visa, it doesn't mean that you can then work at that point. You need to wait for the result of the spouse application. You need to have your spouse visa nga muna in order to be able to take up employment, and not before. If you take up employment before, then you will be in breach of your immigration conditions. So don't do that. Okay, because otherwise, you're endangering your status in the United Kingdom. And as I say, hopefully, it's you can put it all together. So don't be don't be too afraid. Be careful though. Okay, be careful. Tip ko, for most applications, but certainly fiancé applications, prepare statement. By statement I mean parang itsura affidavit. If you like a letter, but a more formal letter. Sabihin nyo nga doon, and don't make it melodramatic, because I think that just annoys them. So lagyan nyo doon nga, umpisa nga, ano pangalan nyo, saan kayo nakatira, and look at the rules. It's Appendix FM. The rules are there. And then take off the conditions. So you will say, I've completed successfully the English language requirement. Here's my this A1 level, and this has been provided. So do it bit by bit. Don't forget, kailangan nyo din sabihin doon, of course, kailan kayo nagkita, nagkakilala, how do you make contact nga in the meantime. So it's your life, you will know it. Yeah. So make sure that they're aware of the facts of your case. And by all means, say, you want to make a life nga in the United Kingdom. He's in the UK, he's been there a long time, or she's been here a long time, o nandito ang pamilya nga nila. So it's your, bigyan yung istorya nyo, but as I say, try and steer away from being too melodramatic, because it doesn't really add anything. But make sure that you deal with all the requirements. So anyway, good luck with that. Let me know what happens. Okay? Now, I'm sure we have some more questions. So sandali nga. So mag-arrive po ako sa UK ng December 13. Pwede po ba akong agad mag-travel sa Scotland without my BRP? Or need ko bang kumuha ng BRP before traveling? I mean, you won't get a BRP now, because unlike the 13th of December, you need an e-visa. But of course, Scotland is part of the United Kingdom. So when you come into the UK, you will have anyway nga you should have immediately nga yung e-visa mo, so you don't necessarily they won't issue you now a BRP that's too close also to the kailangan e-visa daw, okay? Make sure you have an e-visa when you arrive in the it depends also on what basis you're coming. So you should have an e-visa anyway, okay? So yun. Now, I'm sure meron pa tayong mga question, So let me have a look. Okay. All right. Okay. So sabi niya dito, ask ko lang po sana if pwedeng this I get a lot of. Pwede bang student visa mag-switch sa graduate visa? I get a fair few of these now, okay? If oo, ano pong mga requirements na dapat i-prepare at ilang months prior to expiry po ng student visa mag-apply ng graduate visa? Maraming salamat po. The answer is yes, but not all, okay? So bear with me. So graduate visa po gives you permission to stay in the UK for at least 2 years after successfully completing a course in the UK. But not all courses is open to a graduate visa. Unang-una, you must be in the UK when you apply, okay? Your education provider also matters, okay? So the education provider for your course must be a licensed sponsor. So they don't just, you cannot apply for graduate visa if your education provider, university, for example, is not licensed or does not have a good track record of compliance. So if they're not if they're in breach, so una nga, you can check that actually. So you can check that on their website under the student sponsored track record in the status column, Course, importante nga din, or you usually must have one of the following to apply. So hindi nga lang lahat basta-bastang estudyante dito. Una po, UK's bachelor degree, BA, right? Or a master's nga, okay? Or PhD, or a doctorate nga. So you can, it has to be a fairly, if you like, high level nga of course. So kung nandito kayo, say, to study English for, say, 6 months, you will not be able to get a graduate visa under that. But it's a good visa to get. And it was actually being looked at by the government as to whether or not they should continue with it. And I'm glad, at least at the moment, it's continuing. So graduate visa allows someone who spent time, money, energy, effort, in the UK to studying, say 3 years, sometimes longer in the UK, to then see, if to work in the UK for 2 years. So it could be then that they get a job, hopefully in their line of work, and then seek, to settle in the UK. So the graduate visa, you can then, after that, you can then make an application under the skilled worker route in order for you to be able to continue living in the United Kingdom to work. So it's a very good visa to have. So it's I hope that you get that. Now, I think it could be that is the last question. Tingnan nga lang natin. Let me have a look. That could be, I think so. So we've had so many questions nga, and thank you again for our star question, to the viewer who submitted the star question, which is to do with BRPs, or rather e-visas. So tingnan nga natin. I think we may have some more greeters, but let me check. Ma'am Cora! Oh, I'm so pleased. We went back to the batian, Ma'am Cora Carsola, Hi, hello, Attorney Lira, and everyone. Tita Cora Carsola. Oh, hi, Tita Cora. How are you? Hopefully you're inside. She's. I've had the pleasure of also meeting Ma'am Cora too long ago, actually, and she's lovely. She's really, really lovely. You all are, and thank you very much for keeping me company, and thank you for allowing me to talk to you. I hope that you found that helpful and interesting. Dare I ask? Dare I say? It's as I've said, topic po natin kanina nga is BRP, or rather the expiration of BRP, biometric residence permit. It will expire on the 31st of December, exactly 2 months from now. Kailangan yung e-visa. Do not forget. Don't give yourself stress by not making the application, especially kung magbiyahe nga kayo. Pagka nandito kayo and you have an e-visa, if you get asked by your employer, for example, kung meron kayong visa, you show it by giving them a share code, and that's easy also on your phone. So you give them a kind of very long reference number, yun bibigyan mo sa pagka nasa kinala na yun, then they just need to enter it on the Home Office website. If they're an employer, there's a website that they need to check nga to see kung may visa nga kayo. So do not be too concerned. I mean, a little bit of concern is not unhealthy, but don't give yourself uh, too much of a concern nga about this. Do it, no? So, and hopefully nga, you're able to simply create nga a UKVR account and then therefore an e-visa. If you need help, as I say, we're happy to help. Just let us know. Now, salamat po. As I say again, it's always a pleasure, and I'm glad to be with you on a Halloween, a spooky Thursday, But and thank you very much for keeping me company. It's just it's always I look forward to our Thursday evenings together. What can I say? I do like it. Now, any questions po, contact us via our Facebook or email me at lirainlaw@douglas-simon.com. Visit our website for more information. Thank you for keeping me company again, and special thanks, of course, to the admin groups, Facebook admin groups, Filipino groups, for allowing us to post our contents on their website, on their Facebook page. Salamat po. It's much appreciated, and hopefully nga it's helpful. Now it's it just leaves me to say, look, if you're still going out trick or treating, do it now. Don't go out too late. If not, hopefully you're able to relax and have yourself a nice cup of tea on this spooky Thursday evening, the 31st of October. Thank you for joining me at Lira and Law. I'll see you same time, same place. Bye.